Hey guys, welcome to BrickVault. This is Mike here, and this in front of me is the Sandcrawler from the summer 2018 Star Wars Wave. This is set number 75220. The age recommendation is 9 to 14, and inside the box you will find 1239 parts. That makes it the biggest set of the summer 2018 Star Wars Wave. And with the price point of $140, that is actually a pretty decent price to piece ratio of 11 cents per piece compared to some of the other big sets from this wave, which are not that affordable. The set comes with a pretty cute, I think that's the right word, build for the Sandcrawler, also a small cargo cart, and 6 minifigures. Some of them are actually pretty good versions, new versions of the droids for our droid collection. We're gonna take a closer look at the minifigures in this set first. I'm gonna start with the ones that are non-exclusive. I'm talking about Javas and Luke. The other 3 droids have some cool things going on with them. But first, the Jawas. You can get these guys, in cheaper sets. Even a battle pack has them, the Tatooine battle pack, that gives you those Javas in the updated print. So they are not that crazy, definitely not an update. You get this guy with some piece of withered cloth. Same print goes for the back. I think that's my favorite version of Java, the most detailed one. He comes with a bullhorn piece as his weapon. The head is the usual I keep saying Java or Java head with just the print for the yellow eyes and the black head in the back. Oh, I just knocked Luke over. He gets the cape, and the second guy has some pouches and some utility belt. Same goes for the back. Those are actually pretty fun things. I'm gonna push him in a bit. And there is the small piece for his blaster rifle, whatever that is. So Javas are not updated, but hey, I don't really expect them to be. So far, I think we got plenty of versions of Javas, and they only come in that many different outfit versions, so there is no real need to make them look even better. Then there is the Tatooine Luke. The same version of him came out in one other set previously. I don't think he was having binoculars in that one, but the print is pretty much the same. We get his Tatooine robe, some belt, some printing for his knee pads on the legs, and the face expressions actually show a bit of a concerned look and a smirk on his face on the other one. So maybe a bit of a disappointment, because you always could ask for a new look, but I think this set gives you plenty of other things to be happy about. I don't really mind, because that look version is actually pretty good. I like the first one, and I'm glad that we're getting another one in this set. No real need for an update here, in my opinion. And this guy is where things get pretty nice. That is the R5A2 droid. If you remember the scene from The New Hope, that is the droid they choose over R2 for the first time, and then his, I think, capacitor goes off, he starts smoking. Well, and that whole scene makes Luke and his Uncle Owen choose R2, and therefore start the whole plot for Star Wars. So that is an iconic droid to have. A really nice updated print. You can see some, maybe that's oil or some sand or mud marks on his front body. He gets a nice yellow, a bit like scratched print for the front, and I think the same pattern of buttons and outlets and sockets that you usually get on an astromech droid. Updated head with also those marks of mud. I really like this one. That might be one of the best looking droids out there right now, and it comes exclusive as of this recording in this set. The back of the head is also printed. Still, the back of a droid, of an astromech droid body, is just plain white. I wish they started printing those guys, because I think they have the capacity and the means to print everything right now in LEGO. So I don't really understand why they are not making the prints on the back of astromech droids yet. They should have. There is plenty of detail on each one of them to show, and well, that's not the case yet. So I hope maybe in the future sets they finally will start printing astromechs in the second part of that round tube body. This guy here is the RA7 droid. The mold for his head was seen previously in this shape, but he gets a full-on update with the new color. The head is actually this like metallic gray. It looks great. You can see the reflection going off the lights for that mold. One of the very good looking heads, definitely. The print is also fully updated. Great selection of patterns, and also some rust, maybe some damage to him, some old elements of chipping paint on his dark metallic body with that silver contrast. You get some wires on that droid, and whoa, I think we have like 3 or 4 versions of him previously, but this is by far the best one. I checked out our droid collection, and this guy will definitely stand out among all the other droids of this protocol droid type. Plus that head, man, that looks just so good. And this one is a new take on the medical droid. The body was used previously in other medical droids. There's also one coming in the Hoth chamber from this wave, but compared to the previous medical droids, this one is also the best looking one. You see some chipped paint as well, some damage to his tan body. That's a new version of him in tan. The mold for his head with that apparatus is the same as I said before, but this guy is a very welcomed update. A simple one, but because you get those like straight legs and the typical droid arms, but I really like how they approached this withered body, and that makes the third figure to appear as a completely new version of a droid in this set. So as you can see, the minifigure selection is solid, even though you don't get a new look or you don't get new Jawas. The droids are making up for it with very good execution. 3 different droids, 3 different prints, 3 different updates, and that is probably even more than you could ask for in the new Sandcrawler. Alright, let's take a look at the set. Here it is. Look how cute it is. Very fun build, very fun execution. I was kind of laughing the first time I saw it. The box art came out and I was like, this thing is so small. And yes, it is small. You build it. You can even call it the micro scale, maybe not micro scale, but maybe micro fighter scale Sandcrawler. It's meant to be playset mostly. It's not trying to be anything else. It can be a display model to some degree, but overall it's meant to be played with, have fun with, just drive around and look cute, and that's its main purpose. I want to focus on the first thing that makes this crawler unique, the drive mechanism. You actually get this knob in the back, and this thing can be fully controlled just by this thing. It's meant to turn both tracks with one turn, so that's how they I think work in the real thing. I mean, the Sandcrawler in the movie. So yeah, you can see this thing moves both axles at the same time, and it makes it pretty easy to turn around. Let me see. Yeah, I can have fun with this thing. Let's close the front hatch. I can have fun with this thing with very little effort and a lot of ease. The tracks are actually working very well. The tracks are made in a way that, oops, I dropped some of the panels, I'm gonna show you later. The tracks actually are using cheat wheels. Well, yeah, you would expect that to happen because this thing is meant to work in every surface, on every surface, and no matter what circumstances you are in, the cheat wheels are hidden behind the first line of tracks here. You can see the first line of tracks. The second line of tracks is just like a half track, like a shorter belt of tracks to cover the wheel. But if you position it on the table, you don't really see those wheels. I mean, they are very well hidden. You don't see them. You have to look, even from the angle, it's underneath, it's really hidden. Can you see it? No, you can't. It's very, very well hidden. So I don't really mind having the cheat wheels on that one. I would prefer having a full-grown, always working operation than just, a good looks. Good looks are there. It's not really distracting, and it works great. You can see it drives every time I try to push it. The back itself has a lot of gribbling to go with it. I like the build for the reactors. For that small scale, they actually look very good, and there is plentiful gribbling in the back. There's also some on the rooftop in the back, and that makes the thing look good from actually all sides. Really don't mind the scale at this point with that much of a detail here and there. It does catch some eyes by far and definitely. It is also worth mentioning that is a solid build. You can grab it, rattle around, so even those walls are not studded in, the way they're put together and placed in the set are actually making it super fun to have fun with. And with that driving function, you can just move the thing fast and nothing will come off or break off. So that is a very well designed thing to have fun with your kids. And now let's open this thing fully up, because I think that's also the second best function of this set. You can make it look real stripped out. So first things first, you get the top panel out. I already did that accidentally in the previous shot. So that one comes out, the full roof goes off. You can open, of course, the front hatch. There it is. And those side panels are actually held by a Technic axle in the side. So they're not studded in this thing, and there's a hole opening on this side, holds the panel on. This thing is actually just guiding the panel behind this wall of tiles. So once you get it in, there you go, it slides in. So once it's in, it's not really moving that much. There's a bit of a wobble, but you don't really mind. Boom, it's off. So it opens the interior. These things in the back pop up like that, open, and the thing on the other side also slides off like that. And now you have yourself a pretty open Sandcrawler. Also the cockpit opens up. I mean, what else not to like here? It's pretty cool. It's just adding to the general purpose of the set as being a play set. Everything is accessible. And that being said, let's take a look what's actually inside. The back portion of the interior is, I think, the most detailed one. We have several things here. First, this weird looking yellow thing is actually a suction arm, or just a lift arm, or just a crane that's used for getting your joints off the crawler. So this thing has a lot of articulation. It's being held by one Technic pin, so you can actually get it in. It rotates up and down, and if you get it down, you can actually reach, you can reach the ground. Definitely you can reach the ground. Almost enough, distance to reach it. So that's good. You can just get the droid up, get this thing back on. It's a bit tricky to place it in there, but yeah, you can just collapse it, and that's the best way it's hiding. So that way, it's pretty much collapsed. There's the control station right there. Those are not stickers, by the way. All these are prints for the consoles. We get extra prints in the cockpit. I'm gonna show you in a second, but this control station actually looks very good with that print. I think this one came out in the Hoth set first. I saw it. This one is also printed on a slope brick, so that's looking much better than just like a cheese piece. And yeah, you get some stairs in there. There's a platform for the droid or Jawas to stand on right there. Boom. And right in front of that stairs platform, there is a space for that card I showed you before. This thing can just slide off. You can see there's very accessible path for it. So really cool. It's actually being held on some of the tiles. So it slides off really easily. And then let me just zoom out so you can see how it's working. Boom, zoom out, and just, you can just slide it off. This thing has no wheels. You can see it's only a Technic lift arm, And that thing works great. There's no friction, so it just slides off the crawler. It just has like two, Tibana gas containers or some sort of parts containers, whatever. Very simple thing, just for transportation. You can get it back on. And I actually like how they use the space here. And speaking of the space, there's plenty of it on the other side of the crawler. There is no interior details here, and that's because that's the storage space for the droid. So you can pretty much fit all of them here. There is the smoking droid, as I call him. There is the medical droid in there, and there is the RA7 also able to sit there. And you can probably fit one more minifigure if you want to. Let's see if Luke can fit there as well. Yeah, plenty of space in the back. There's even more here. You can put another Jawa in there, maybe just standing like that. No, it won't close that way, but you can stand one more on the platform above. So you can see this thing is like a bus. It can just hold every single minifigure and in the set, plus more if you want to. You can probably put more Jawas in there, and that thing just, boom, closes off. Let's see if I can get this panel to work. There you go, it closes off, and everybody is inside. Pretty cool, huh? For a set of this size, I guess that's very well thought through in terms of dimensions and how much space you have to play around with it. Also, let's check out the cockpit area right here. So the hatch, as I shown you before, can be opened from the top. There's an extra space for a droid here on those two jumpers here. You can place a droid in here or any Jawas at the top of the crawler. I don't think they will close because the clearance is not high enough. But there is also always something to keep your stuff on. Maybe this thing fits here now. I think that's also a storage space for maybe these guys, the containers. Yeah, those will fit. That's the way it's supposed to go, So they don't mention that on the box, but you can actually use those to store the containers and keep the cart empty that way. All right, let's open the cockpit. It's very simple looking, but there is some details that actually I like here. And those details being first, the red mug. Yes, you get the red mug in this one, just like in every city truck or vehicle. Of course, it's a vehicle still, so you gotta have it. And on top of that, we get a simple console for the cockpit. There is just a place for a Java in the front, so I mean in the back, to control the crawler. One can stand here, and the other one can stand in the front to observe, you know, what's ahead, like the spotter for what's ahead the crawler. There is no opening. Usually there's a window here to like see where you actually are driving. There is none here, so technically the guys don't see anything, but it's there in the real model. Or you can just place this guy back to the console like he's actually checking out some pressure or hydraulics, how the crawler is operating. And this thing is on a swivel, so very cool thing that you can actually lower it to match the height of the Jawas. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that, but that is on a swivel, so that's something you can easily notice. Not much else in the cockpit, other than that there's also probably one more space for a droid to fit in there if you really want to. Let's see if this higher guy can actually fit in there. Can he? Can I close the cockpit with this guy inside? No, I can't. I can't really close the cockpit with a droid in the cockpit. So that's worth noting too. This guy is just too high, but hey, the Sandcrawler is meant to be operated by Jawas and Jawas only. So, you know, those guys fit just fine. And overall, I am surprised how much I like this set. We were even joking around with Jack that if you strip this thing around, you can have yourself a Sandcrawler buggy that's actually very probably versatile on a sandy terrain. So we should call it, let's say, the beach crawler. So you just like put some surfboard in there, you get some like, those like studs can probably fit, let me see, those studs, yeah, totally can fit some cooler with your food. Yeah, totally we can like add some studs here to get the beach board going, and now you have yourself, you know, chilling the beach crawler that just rips through the dunes on California beach. But jokes aside, I was surprised how much I like this set. I was skeptical at first, the first time they unveiled it. I wasn't just a big fan of it. I mean, I've seen some close-up shots of the set shown at the New York Toy Fair, and it was shown other several times. Then the box art came out, and I was like, all right, I mean, you know, there's a Sandcrawler that's like a fun playset. It looks very small. How are people gonna like it? But the more I play with it, the more I just checked it out, and all the functions that are working just fine in this set are making this, I think, one of my favorite sets from this wave. The second one being the X-Wing, which is just a really good build. The minifigures are plentiful in this one and are just fun. Even though we don't get the exclusives for the living characters, we get the exclusives for droids, and that is also a very good point of purchase for that set, because you don't really that often get 3 exclusive droids in one single set. That makes our droid collection very happy and makes a lot of value for this set. The build is fun, the features are plentiful, and the price is pretty okay, being at about 11 cents a piece, making it a bit more attractive set, actually much more attractive set than, let's say, the Conveyx Transport set or the Imperial Landing Craft set, which don't have that much of an impressive price-to-piece ratio. I like this one, I hope you guys like it too. If you did, you can always leave a like, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to click the notifications button to be notified whenever we make a new video for you. Thanks so much for watching, I appreciate you guys a lot. It was Mike, and I'll see you next time on BrickVault. Hey, thanks for watching this video. As always, you can leave a like and subscribe. And also, if you want to support our channel, you can head over to our web store at www.brickvault.toys. You can find awesome models there. All these guys that I have on the table are available in the forms of instructions and parts lists. Every purchase you make supports our channel and also the designers that are working with us on those amazing models. So consider doing that. Thanks so much, and it was Mike. I'll see you again on BrickVault.